Sarfraz taking strike. Second ball of the over, and that's a straight drive. All the way it does. Again, the fielding not particularly inspiring. 4-4, another 3 boundaries. They've got in 5 balls.
And not there in the Indian team. I think they think they've already won it, and that's a very dangerous thing to do. Especially both the batsmen are playing some excellent shots. I mean, that 6 was a beautiful shot, and the 2 4s were sizzling 4s.
150 up for Pakistan, 151 for 6. He's edged that one. Yes, call behind. 151 for 7. And so by Dhoni off the bowling at Pandya for 15 after that low 4. And he just wafted the bat outside the line of the next ball. Thick edge, caught comfortably behind the sticks. And that's another blow for Pakistan. India edged that bit closer to victory.
Indeed, a huge deflection there. I mean, he knocked the cover off the ball, as I say in Lancashire. Much to the delight of the Indian spectators. Look at them going wild, and I don't blame them because they're, the Pakistani crowd have been a bit subdued for quite a while now, and this is one more nail in the coffin, so to say. Losing the captain, who's played a magnificent innings. He's played very well. The running between the wickets has been a bit iffy, but young Amir, he's not so young anymore. He was young when he first bowled in England, but he's an excellent bowler. One of the best left-armers around in the world. He's striding to the crease, not very confidently somehow.
No, that's fair to say. He's got a bit of form with the bat as well. He was the first number 11 in one-day international history to score a 50. That was against England at Trent Bridge back in August.
Otherwise, been promoted to number 9.
Absolutely. 2 steps up the ladder.
Yes, I've seen him strike a few balls.
Averages 18 in his ODI career at nearly a run a ball, strike rate of 91, which is the second best in this Pakistan side. But he's going to have to go some to help his side towards this unlikely target at 289 now. Pandya coming into ball to the left-hander who's knocked up on the back foot and he pokes it forward and there's no run. 151 for 7 with 2 balls of the 30th over remaining. Pandya's figures now 2 for 42. As he approaches the end of the 8th over, he's had an excellent game. He had that little cameo late on in India's innings when he scored 20 off 6 balls, including 3 successive 6s. And it's that kind of heavy artillery that Pakistan need to fight now. As he comes into bowl again, right on over the wicket, he's bounced it. And the tail ender just ducked underneath it in the nick of time, and he goes through for Dhoni, no run.
Well, he's just sized up the long-on area. I think he might just have a fling up there, because that's the only place to really hit it, either a 4 or a 6. There's no fielder there, either straight or long on, which I suppose the 2 easiest shots to hit.
Deep cover fielder is just making his way in from the boundary as it is hit in his direction. It'll go to him 1 bounce. And they'll run through for a single off the last ball of the over. It's an over which has seen another wicket fall, just 6 off it. They're up needing more than 12 and over, so it's another excellent over as far as India are concerned. 152 for 7 at Pakistan, 137 to win off the 11 overs that remain, and they've only got 3 wickets in hand. The required rate up at just less than 12 and over. 11 overs left. Pandya 2 for 43, Jadeja 2 for 41. Looks as though he's going to be coming out of the attack, and they might be going back to spin as a week. Farouk has left us, and Gareth Paddy is back. It's run away from them long since, really, hasn't it?
Yeah, I mean, it was always going to be a very tall order for them to get the runs required, but it's certainly proved hard work, and it's good to see Jadeja back in the action, having bowled so well earlier in the.
So Jadeja coming in, left arm over the wicket, and it's hit straight by Amir, who doubled his score. And he can deal with. Have to go for the and the right-handed Shadab back on strike. The 18-year-old, very upright stance, and just takes a step forward. Has got it past the bowler, but again, it'll just be single as long off comes in from the boundary. The boundary riders long on, long off. They've got a deep extra cover out on the fence. Deep backward point as well for the right-hander. It's the left-handed Amir that faces, and that one again, he has to just rock back onto the back foot, and he rehearses the stroke, as that one he didn't really get hold of, and it's easily picked up in the covers, and there's no run. 2 off this over so far. That one again is nothing more than a straight circumspect poke back to the bowler, and Jadeja getting through the work very quickly. And India making short shrift of this at the moment. 154 for 7 Pakistan, chasing 289. Just over 10 overs remain. And this revised target, there's another dot ball. Comes India's way. And they're just poking that one back behind square on the offside. That one, he creates himself a little bit of room. And nothing of it whatsoever. And it's another good over in double quick time. 154 for 7, 135 to win, 10 overs remaining.
Wow, you blink your eyes, you'd have missed that over, wouldn't you? He bowled it quickly out of the hand, but the over was quick in time as well. That's the beauty of Jadeja, and he gave the batters nothing. He's a spinner that generally drives the ball into the pitch and doesn't go too much for the flight and guile. So he was very quick through the air there. Shut down the left-hander from the offside, and only bowled the one ball at the right-hander, a lovely over, and adding to his good work for the day so far.
Now, Jadeja and Pandya have both bowled 8 overs. There's 41 overs in this innings, so one bowler can bowl 9, the other 4 can bowl 8, and that means that they're going to bring Yadav back into the attack here. 1 for 23 off an excellent 6-over spell earlier in the innings.
Very adept at this time in the innings as well. He's quick. He can drop his arm a little bit if there is a tiny bit of reverse swing. He'll certainly find it out there.
You'd have coming in bowling to Shadab Asmus, and again it's a decent length that forces the batsman onto the back foot, and there's no run. Now, run rate could be important. It depends. I mean, if India were to win all 3 of their games, and the other 3 sides all win 1 apiece, then it will go to run rate for one of the sides to get through to the semi-final, and that means that Pakistan, even though they know this is in all reality a lost cause now, still need to get as close as they can. They need to just try and get an extra 20-30 runs here. Once more it's played. It's a straight shot, but it's high up in the air. It should be easily taken, and he's dropped it. That's an extraordinary drop. It's an absolute dolly. I don't believe that I've seen Kadacha have put that down. It was up in the air for what seemed like an eternity. He got underneath it. I can only think that at the last moment he lost it in the sun. It is the easiest catch you could wish to see, and it's gone straight through his hands.
Yeah, I mean, Shadab was done for pace there. It's literally gone straight up. He's not really had to move, and he's had a bit of a horror show there, unfortunately.
Batsman cross for a single. Amir facing the next ball. Again, a forward defensive shot ends up with no run. I mean, it happens to the best of them, but that is... Just even seeing the replay, I expected him to catch it the second time of asking.
Yeah, it does, and you were defending with the sun, and was the sun in his eyes? I think the sun's actually behind him, so I think it was just one of those things. It does happen. Nobody means to drop a catch, but that would have been certainly nailing the coffin stuff for Pakistan.
Yadav in again, 4th ball of the over, and it's a vacant second slip area down to the boundary. Where they see it fielded for the only thing you can, it's not likely to be an important moment in the game.
No, if you're ever going to do it, this is probably a pretty good time to be getting it slightly wrong. But what we are seeing now with the extra pace of Yadav is rushing it through in the high 140s, and the late order batsmen are really struggling with that pace.
157 for 7 in the 32nd over, and Yadav again, and that's the bouncer that's given as a wide. It was going down leg side, but it might have been the height that the umpires took exception to. But either way, it is a wide, and the score goes up to 158 for 7. It's been an excellent performance from Yadav. 88 one-day international wickets before today. The next one will be his 90th. And he comes again, past the umpire now, and once more it's quite short. They'll hurry through for a quick single. Yadav aims to shy at the stumps, thinks better of it. The batsmen have made good their ground. Running has not always been too easy for batsmen from both sides today. There have been some moments. Been a couple of run-outs, one sensational one, Shoaib Malik done for by Jadeja, a crucial wicket after 15 off 9 balls with 3 blistering boundaries, but Jadeja's finishing was hard to get him out. The final ball of the over again is hit in short, and it's kind of swatted on the half volley. Might cost them a run, is it? The bails are all over them, flashing as they end up flying to mid-wicket. End up seeing nothing more than a dot ball after all of that. It was a brilliant throw as it was hit down towards Pandya, and he's launched it at a couple of stumps to aim at. Hit them, they thought about once the ball had gone away with the bails flying all over the place, going through for an overthrow. In the end, they knew they wouldn't make it, and the over ends, the 32nd over, with the score of 159 for 7, so it's 130 to win from the final 9 overs.
Yeah, it was all going off there with Pandya. Great piece of fielding. Sort of a straight back pull shot to mid-on, hit the stumps, there's lights flashing everywhere, the bails are going everywhere, the stumps were alight, the batters were confused, we almost had a run-out situation. I suppose it's at that point in the innings where the batsmen will probably be a bit unsure what they should be doing at this point. Their head will be saying, we need to think about run rate, and the heart will be saying, I need to whack a few out of the ground to try and save a bit of face in this game. How they go about it will be interesting from now on. I would suggest they're going to try and hit some boundaries.
59 for 7 at the start of the 33rd over now from the Birmingham end, and the first ball goes for single as it's just played into the onside, and again the backup fielding is good after a shy at the stumps, misses the target. Single off the first ball, 160 for 7.
They seem to be throwing at Amir's end with him going off earlier in the game with that sort of lower limb injury. They're making him run every time there's an option for a single out there.
A hit. Second ball of the over is wafted out outside off stump and completely missed by Shadab. No run, 160 for 7. The required rate up probably after the next ball to 15 and over. And I think 4 boundaries and over from here on in, and they've only hit 7 in the last 11-12 overs now. India on their way to victory in the opening game. And that one again, fullish length, and just play forward, try to got a bottom edge on it, and it just rolls innocuously through towards mid-on, and there's no run. 160 for 7, and that required rate is now north of 15 and over. Bumrah, who has been excellent, just 21 off his 4.5 overs so far, coming in again with this lolloping style, digs that one in short, wasn't really picked up as a hook shot that didn't go too far, it bounced just on the edge of the circle. It's another piece of extraordinary fielding as it was thrown in towards the bowler's end, and it was another Umar Shadab. Now, are they going to refer this, or was he in his ground? It was a brilliant piece of fielding because he's thrown it at the stumps, and he's only really got 1.5 to aim at. From about 35 yards, and he's hit. The 2 batsmen are consulting. They're going to have a look at this, I think. Oh, he's in by himself.
It was a great piece of fielding, though. From outside the inside circle, he smashed the stumps down. It never looked like missing. Yadav, wasn't it, down at the 3rd-man boundary?
Amir, 6 not out of 12 balls, facing Bumrah, the 5th ball of the over as he comes in from the Birmingham end, and it's again just played relatively innocuously into the offside, and so cover comes across the field, and there's no run. I mentioned that they've not been particularly acing. There's been criticism progressed over the last few years that approach matches in the same way that they did back in the 1990s until relatively recently. So that one is dug in short. They take a single off the last ball of the over as it's poked down towards fine leg. A conservative attitude that perhaps Mickey Arthur has gone some way towards being able to change in his year or so in charge, but he will acknowledge that there's still work to do.
Yeah, I mean, obviously in the longer format they've been quite magnificent, but they had the 2 senior stalwarts who've just retired there, Misbah and Yunis Khan. but in the short form, they've really struggled. And I think you look at the countries that are thriving. It's because of their domestic structure, and the domestic structure in Pakistan is difficult with some of the problems the country's having. So exposing their better players on a regular basis to the real quality is tough for them. They don't get to be involved in the IPL and some of the different competitions around the world, so it's tough for them to keep developing.
162 for Sarabha as Yadav comes in from this pavilion away from us, and the slight misfield on the edge of the circle. And a vintage piece of work by Virat Kohli. He's had a wonderful day with the bat, but acknowledges that he might have restricted them to just the one there. They've run through for two, but the required rate is still more than 2 a ball. It's 2.5 a ball now. 16 and over they need to win from here. 164 for 7, 289 the target. And he comes again, it's uppish, and that time it is snared, easily caught. It was a poor shot, and he's just hit it very comfortably to cover. 8 wickets out. Amir caught by Yadav off the bowling Yadav for 9, 164 for 8.
It's just that extra pace again from Yadav. He's hit the splice of the bat hard, and it's spooned. It's a very, very easy catch, almost like the ball was lobbed to extra cover there, and a disappointing end for Amir, having wandered off earlier in the piece with an injury. Coming on and trying his best, but Yadav's extra pace paying for him there. They've gone short, and then the fuller ball takes the wicket, as we see so often with the lower order batsmen.
Well, Wahab Riaz was slated to come in 10, but they've promoted Hassan Ali past him. So he will come in 164 for 8. Wahab Riaz, of course, went off with an injury when he was bowling, so conceivably might not come out of bat. This potentially could be the last partnership. We'll find out. Hassan Ali, 17 matches in his one-day international career, 37 runs he has mustered in those. An average of 9, top score of just 13, which came the Adelaide Oval, Australia back in January.
It's got to be the injury as to why Wahab's not coming in, because he strikes a decent ball as Wahab. He's almost perfect for this situation.
Ramesh Yadav in again, and the tail-ender has been able to just dig that one out. Survives the first ball, but 125 to win from 45 balls. It is an impossible target, all but impossible target as far as Pakistan are concerned. The run rate up to this point less than 5. The run rate required is more than 16 and a half over 7.5 overs. Again from the Paveti in he's now from 3 for 30. That one is straight down the throat of mid-wicket, and he's out second ball. 2 wickets in 3 balls, and that looks as though it could be the end. Celebrations of the Indian players. Wahab Riaz won't come out to bat, and the victory is India's. They've won convincingly by 124 runs on Duckworth Lewis. Pakistan never really had an answer. As soon as the first couple of wickets fell, they were always behind the scoring rate, always chasing the tail, and a mid-order collapse has done for them. India 319 for 3. Pakistan had a revised target of 289 for 41 overs, never up with the rate, and they've ended up 164 all out in the 34th over.
Yeah, I mean, it's an India victory. They've coasted it, really. Their class and their skill sets were just far superior than Pakistan on the day. The batting was quite magnificent, led by the captain.